Hey, Jeff here, and in this video, we're going to walk through live results from a foundation repair advertising campaign where we took $123,000 in ad spend and turned them into $1.1 million in revenue for a multi-location foundation repair company. So I wanted to share with you the types of results that we were able to get, the lessons learned, the highs and the lows, um, because it's hard to find data on how well advertising performs for like your competitors. So I wanted to put this information out there so that other foundation repair companies, other home service businesses can get an idea of the type of results possible on Facebook. And if you're beating me, put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. So we'll jump right in here. So at top line, you can see the amount of marketing spend that we've spent every month has floated between 12,000 and 21,000. And on the bottom line here, you can see the amount of revenue that that spend has generated each month. So we've had great months and we've had not so great months. So some of these great months were one huge job. So this in January, we landed a $95,000 repair job. It's actually by far the biggest job we've hit. And in February, for whatever reason, we just didn't do as good. There were a lot of highs and lows early on in the year. And I think that uh, plays into our marketing strategy. So we were just going for volume of leads in the first few months of the year, and then as we started to scale from 12,000 up to 20,000 in spend, that approach just really uh, felt uncertain and wasn't performing as consistently as we hoped. So we've switched our Facebook advertising strategy over to quality focused, and that has produced a lot more stability in our advertising. So just to give you a peek of what I mean, so instead of going from 250 to 50, since April, when we've taken this approach where we are verifying the phone numbers of all the leads before they fill out our Facebook form and having leads schedule their own appointment time online, we've consistently landed 113 to 195, and our sailing has been a lot smoother, and we'll get into that here. So cost per lead over this time period has been $67. And one point I want to make about this is that cost per lead is really just a vanity metric. In terms of predicting how much money we're making, it really does not have a lot to do with it. So I'll scroll down here. I made some graphs. So here's cost per lead. I don't know why these labels are on here. These are incorrect, actually. Cost per lead has gone up from 70 bucks early in the year to 100 later in towards July. But our cost per appointment is half of what it was at the start of the year because we're focusing on quality. And our cost per acquisition, cost per actually making a sale, is a third of what it was at the start of the year. So with that in mind, cost per lead gets way more attention than it's worth. What's much better and what is useful for comparing results across different channels, so whether it's Google or whether you're running LSA ads or pay-per-click, or what you're paying your SEO agency, Facebook ads, comparing cost per good conversation, good booked estimate, like set appointment, or even better than that is cost per actually being able to go to someone's house and run that lead. That is a much better measurement of how well that marketing channel is performing. So, and you can compare it apples to apples across. So, for example, I've got a friend in the roofing industry. They're getting $2 leads, but those leads are people that used an online tool to get an instant estimate on price, not someone who wants an estimate from a roofing company. So, very different. Cost per run is a much better metric. Cost per sale. So, like I mentioned, it's dropped dramatically from the beginning of the year, from almost 6,000 to well over 2, and now we're consistently below 2. So again, the key to that has been training Facebook on high quality leads, training them for booked appointments and not just volume of leads. And we're going to get into that a lot more in a future video. Our appointment rates started low. 1 out of 5 leads we were actually able to set at the beginning of the year, and now it's closer to 50% depending on the month, even 60% there in April. The biggest room for improvement, I think, for this company right now is closing rate. So this is not percent of leads. This is percent of actual run appointments, so percent of estimates that are closed. So we would like to see this closer to like 1 out of 3 instead of 1 out of 6 to 8. So there's room there for a lot of improvement in terms of how that appointment goes when you're actually providing the estimate, quoting the price, and the messaging before and after that can set that up and check in with people after they've had time to think about it and stuff like that. So room for improvement there. But even with this number, our results have been pretty good. So overall, for the year, we've made $9 for every dollar we spent on ads. And that has felt good for everybody involved. Obviously, I like that as a marketer. My client likes that because they're making money, they're paying their guys, they have opportunity to grow, and they're expanding into new areas. So with that, we'll be jumping into lessons learned throughout these 8 months as we've scaled from 12,000 up to 20, and now moving beyond that to $30,000 per month in ad spend, and breaking into like focusing our advertising on more difficult markets. I'm going to talk about the strategies that we've used for that. So stay tuned for the future videos, and thanks for watching.